Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review. Today we have the 2023 Kyle Larson Diecast. Now, this is an awesome paint scheme. I love the Hendrickcars.com paint scheme. I know a lot of people are like, okay, we want to see something different. No. I think this paint scheme it's iconic, man. It is the Lowe's paint scheme of Jimmy Johnson. It's Home Depot Tony Stewart. It's Budweiser Dale Jr. It's DuPont Jeff Gordon. This is the modern day variant of those iconic paint schemes from the 2000s that we all know and love. And this one's a little different though. It does have a slightly angled hood logo. We'll be taking a closer look at that. And so without further ado, let's go and pop it out of the box. Alrighty folks, this brand new diecast is brought to you by our friends at B Diecast. You can pick this one up. I think it's still in stock, and you can also pre-order those other raced wins that Larson has won this year, that being, Richmond, Martinsville, North Wilkesboro, and wherever else he may win. You can go over there to B Diecast, use promo code Diecastbuffet for any orders $30 or more, and you will save. So this is something different with the 2023 diecast I've noticed is the lower decal. Now this is obviously decal, it's not embedded. You can see how smooth the hood is based on the reflection. It does give a pretty good sense of the three-dimensional effects, but personally I wish they wouldn't even put it on there because it just, I don't know, some cars are going to be harder to read than others, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, you can clearly read that says Hendrickcars.com, but there's going to be some paint schemes this year that it's really going to hinder that hood logo, and that's one thing that kind of bugs me about it. So you got the number 5 on the front. You have Hendrick Motorsports. You got your Sunoco decals. Now, the raced versions are probably going to have a little bit of a Dayglow corner piece. At least that's how it was in 2022, like the Watkins Glen or the Fontana ones. They had a little bit more detail in the splitter. But obviously with this being the standard paint scheme, you kind of want it to be standard. You go to the left side of this diecast, you got the number 5, the Hendrickcars.com. Now I'm looking at the one in my case, and for some reason this logo actually looks a fraction smaller. Now I know it's far away in my room, but from what I could see here, it looks like the Hendrickcars.com logo is a little bit smaller on the side, which I don't think is a bad thing. I don't know why, but it actually looks a little cleaner from what I could see. And then naturally, the hood logo is a little bit, it's a little bit tilted. I don't mind that. It still has that same, paint scheme design. I don't remember it having a red mark that goes all the way on the A-pillar. Could be mistaken on that. You got Kyle Larson there, Valvoline. You do have the side window panels that stick out. You can see the little pop rivets there. Chevrolet, Exalta, Cincinnati Industries, whatever the Biff that is, Mac Tools, and Simeon's. NASCAR 75th, Goodyear, Cup Series, hiring technicians. Beautiful paint scheme. And I love to see how they're running this car in the Truck Series with all kinds of different drivers, and they're also running it in the Xfinity Series. Like, a lot of people will probably say, okay, we're tired of seeing the paint scheme, we want something different. But this is how the drivers that we know by heart. That's how they got iconic. Every time Bobby Labonte was on the racetrack, you saw a green Interstate Batteries car almost every time. That's how you knew it was Bobby Labonte. Tony Stewart, bright orange. Dale Jr., bright red. Jeff Gordon, metallic blue with red flames most of the time. You have those iconic paint schemes that really build a reputation with the fans and the drivers, and this is the modern day version of it. Now, you could say, well, this is not a modern day paint scheme. It was an early 2000s paint scheme. Yes, but it's still alive and still very well. It's just sometimes you need a few paint schemes in the field to stay the same. That way they become iconic and it really resonates with the driver. You got Valvoline there, Hendrickcars.com. I do wish there was a little bit cleaner font outlining there. It kind of blurs a little bit. You got Camaro, you got ZL1, got the number 5. Go to the right side of this diecast, and something looks a little different on this side. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to pause it there. Okay, I think the 5 is lower on this side. Yeah, the 5 is definitely higher on this side and lower on the other, and I think this Hendrickcars decal is a little bit more proportioned. You can see some wrinkles, or yeah, I think those are wrinkles there. I don't think those are scratches, could be mistaken, but looks like this whole side decal here is a little too pushed up. And another telltale sign is you'll see a little bit of a blue lip right here. So if this side's pushed up, you'll see a blue lip here. So when they were decaling the car, naturally they didn't get it right, which I know it's difficult to do, but I don't know. Let's go to the roof of the car. You got the number 5. It is inverted from the side panels. Blue on the doors, white on the roof. Got the little red outline. You got hiring techs. That's pretty cool. I like how they did the little, shorter word version for Larson there. This kind of bugs me a little bit here. You see the white trunk, this blue line there. It don't look too bad, but then you just see a random red line here. I don't know about that, guys. I mean, I would have much preferred this to just all be white, so you don't have this goofy transition. I think that's more of an error than a design choice. So it is what it is. I do like how these spoilers have that pop rivet design. That's something for so many years, man, which just was exclusive to the raced versions, and to see that on a clean 164 is pretty nice because it just adds more detail. These next-gen cars, man, they're really beautiful. I love these paint schemes. They may not race that good on some of these tracks, but I love the way they look. Like, these cars are amazing at 1.5 miles, 2 miles. You get it. I mean, the racing is amazing. And then they go to Martinsville or something, and it's a poop fest. It's poop. It's bad. But when they go to the 1.5 miles, I mean, it's like an all-time classic almost every time they go to the 1.5 miles. It's crazy. It's so freaking good. So, if it was up to me, we would just add more 1.5 miles because that's clearly the best racing, you know? I don't think we should add any more short tracks. Like, why are we taking Fontana away and adding a short track knowing darn well as long as the next-gen car is around, I don't care how many changes they make, horsepower, I don't care if they make it electric, I don't care if they add a spoiler splitter, I don't care if they put the COT wing on there, it's not going to change it because these cars fundamentally just do not race well on short tracks. These are modified sports cars. That's what they are, fellas. And I just think to make most fans happy, add more 1.5 miles. I'm just saying. There's a reason why they go to Kansas. They got a buttload of people there. Sold out at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Buttload of people at Darlington. I'm just keeping it real. Except for Texas, because if they would get back to the 2016 configuration, I know I'm ranting, Texas would be a fun racetrack for these next-gen cars. But until they fix that Frankenstein of a racetrack, keep them away from it. So that's all for now. I'm going to show a couple other 164s in the studio real quick. This Ryan Blaney body armor paint scheme. This is the same car I won the Coca-Cola 600 with. And naturally, this does not have the patriotic banners or anything on there because this was like a early pre-order. And it was actually released before the race even started. So this was probably manufactured in January or February of 2023. And it gets put on a boat. Takes forever. You know, customs, all that stuff. Import, dockyards. Yeah, it just takes forever. But that's a beautiful paint scheme. And you have this Ross Chastain here. And one thing all three of these cars have in common, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I have a bad feeling that all three of these cars could potentially end up on the PTC mold. I have no idea if they will or not, but from what I was told, that the PTC mold is still in full effect for 2023, and it looks like they're going to be doing it every other wave. So if these happen to get put on the PTC mold, and if you're waiting, hoping that you could save a few dollars by getting it in the Authentics line, and then you realize it's in the PTC mold, the real loser is the fans, because then they're just going to miss out. They waited forever for the Authentics release, and it turns out to be on the crappy PTC mold. And to give you an example of how bright and vibrant the paint schemes would actually look if they were, it's just, oh boy. I'm going to end the video on this. So, this is how it looks in the EL mode. You don't know what the EL mode, it comes in these boxes. We call them Gold Series boxes, ARC, you name it. If this was in the PTC mode, this is how it would look. Like that. It would be dark, blurry, and pixelated. Because the decal quality is horrendous. So, my advice to all of y'all, don't wait for the Authentics line. Don't wait for, even if it is on the EL mode, it could still have those blurry, botched decals. We've seen that time and time again. Get them in the Gold Series. You'll thank me later. And if you're a really young fan, you might not be able to tell the difference, but trust me, one day, you'll look back at your collection and you'll be like, wow, I'm glad I got the good version, because I know it's a little bit more expensive, but long term, you're going to thank yourself. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a blessed one, everybody. Diecastbuffet, signing off.